Where's the market going? Is this the time to buy or should you be selling? Here's the good news and the bad news. Welcome to another edition of John's Hazy Crystal Ball, where we're going to analyze what's happening to the Calgary and surrounding communities, the marketplace, what's happening, and what's in the future. So, wait a minute, John. You just said there's good news and bad news. What's that all about? Well, first, let me quickly read here some quick statistics from the Real Estate Board. Basically, we're in what I call the summer doldrums. Things are moving. They're not ridiculously crazy, but they're not stagnant at all either. Both sales as well as number of new listings, which is really the most critical part, number of new listings, both fell marginally for the month of July, which is basically the good news. The total aggregate benchmark price totaled, what did I say here, 569,000, which is basically 2% lower than we saw a year ago. Basically, it's a flat marketplace. But then let's look at this. There's over 17,000 new apartments getting built, primarily for the rental marketplace. So this has massive impact with regard to condominium sales, as well as the values of those condominiums, as well as the rental marketplace. Let's look quickly here at the detached marketplace. Right now, it's a balanced marketplace overall, where the number of buyers and sellers is an equilibrium. There's something we call months of inventory. If you want explanations on that, give us a call. We can explain all that to you. But bottom line, detached home values on the benchmark price were basically at $744,000, which is more or less flat. However, with having said that, the northeast sector and part of the northern sector of the city are having some difficulties there, where their values are dropping simply because there's a plethora of availability and less demand. Then we go to condominiums, as I said previously here a few moments ago. Condos are taking it on the chin, and in my opinion, will continue being a sore spot for at least the next 2 and more likely 3 or even 4 years, simply because there's just way too many of them that have been built or are being built right now. As I mentioned, 17,000 new units, some of which are going to be going into the resale side, most of them into the rental side. Looking at the overall marketplace around surrounding areas, Airdrie, basically their demand has dropped 14%. A lot of people, basically, for whatever reason, are just not buying there anymore. And their benchmark price, what is it here? It's 603, which is basically 4% lower than we saw last year. Cochrane, just to the north and west, basically their numbers are increasing. So to direct contrast with what you see in Airdrie. And their supply, months of supply, is roughly at 4 months, which is more or less a balanced marketplace. And their benchmark price is at $660,000. Okotoks to the south basically is seeing a slightly slower marketplace, only 70 transactions last month, but the months of supply is really low. It's at 2 months, which definitely veers massively towards that of a seller's marketplace. So basically, if you're looking down at Okotoks, you better jump on the opportunities and expect to pay a premium value. So Chestermere, by the way, their benchmark price is 772, which is basically 5% lower than we saw last year. And their months of supply is skyrocketing. It's up to 7 months. What does that mean? A buyer's market. So wait a second. What's this buyer's market, seller's market, good time to buy, bad time to buy? What's the whole story here, John? Here's the case. If you're looking for opportunities, there's some unbelievable opportunities in the apartment condominium sector. And so if you want to have an investment long-term potential, there's some opportunities there. Conversely, if you're looking at single family homes and the right one is there, this is the time to grab it, because our, I should put this, our projections are that values for detached homes are going to continue to increase over the next several years, because builders are just not building enough product, and we're starting to see another influx of some individuals relocating to Calgary and vicinity. Bad news, if you wait, a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to wait until interest rates drop. They're not dropping, guys. They're flat right now, and expect interest rates to increase by as much as half a basis point. That's 50 basis points, sorry, a half a percent, or possibly as little as 25 basis points or a quarter percent this coming fall, possibly in September, but more like October and November, interest rates are going to increase. And when that happens, basically your costs go up. So buy now or upgrade your home now. This is the time. Any questions, give us a call. We'll see you next month.